Hey friends, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. This is Gina. I'm very excited to be here with you today to go over a fabulous stroller that you see behind me. That is going to be the Bumbleride Indie 2025. But before we get started, if you haven't yet, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe. If it makes sense to share this video with a friend, sharing is caring. And if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is to head on over to my website, destinationbabykids.com. I'm a real brick and mortar store here in the Greater Bay Area. If it makes sense to learn from this channel, then you may want to consider purchasing from this channel. Again, destinationbabykids.com. Check out all the accessories, prices, colors, all of that fun stuff. It's all on the website. And we have more there. Okay, commercials over. Let's launch into the Bumbleride Indie 2025. Okay, guys. So let's talk about Bumbleride for a minute before we launch into everything that is going to make this indie stroller fabulous. So Bumbleride is a company from San Diego. They just make strollers. They don't really make anything else. So you can be pretty confident when you buy a stroller from a brand that only makes strollers that they're probably going to do it very, very well. I would argue that Bumbleride is probably one of two bespoke stroller brands that are still around. So what that means is that most strollers are coming from the same three factories in China. High and low end stuff are all being produced out of these same three factories. And that's why there's so much repeated look, styling, feature set, and even mechanical parts and pieces might be interchanged between different product lines. Now, that being said, Bumbleride is one of the only brands that is going to have their own factory that is outside of mainland China. These are going to be manufactured in Taiwan. And one of the reasons, and primarily the biggest reason that they want to do this, is they are extremely green. So in a world of like fast fashion and mass consumption, they want to make sure that the legacy that we're leaving our children is going to have like a planet that's sufficient to support them. So I cannot say enough about the green story behind their products. They do also have a part on their website that would tell you how to recycle every single part of your Bumbleride stroller, and none of their stuff will come in any kind of plastic packaging. So I just want to show this to you all here because I just opened this up. But this even says right on the box, pardon our natural dust. We do not use any plastic packaging. So everything when it comes out of the box, there's just going to be no plastic. So if you're concerned about microplastics and just the planet in general, you can't really pick a better brand than Bumbleride for a stroller as far as the green story is concerned. So we love that. Now, they make several different models. Indie is the one that you see right here, and this is sort of their flagship product. We'll get into more of the special stuff about the green story with this as we start explaining it. But let's talk about the statistics. So cost, Indie, first of all, the seat will hold 55 pounds. So this is very exciting. Most strollers cap out at 50 pounds. Indie is going to hold 55 in the actual seat. So we love that. Price point, $7.99. The warranty is a 3-year warranty. The stroller weighs 24 pounds. So that is actually pretty dang lightweight. If you think about Vivace is 20 pounds and then Nuna Triv Next is 21 pounds. This guy's clocking in at 24. That's very, very lightweight. That's lighter weight than the Cruise. That's lighter weight than Vista. That's lighter weight than a lot of products. So it's extremely lightweight. The backrest is 19 inches tall. The canopy clearance is going to be 22 inches. The harness has 3 harness height positions, so you're at 10 inches, 11.5, and 14. The seat width is 14 inches. The depth is 9. The crotch belt is 4.25. The leg extension, which is this piece here that moves up and down, it is an articulating foot plate. That's 9 inches. And then our knee drop is going to be 14. So that's all the way down to the bottom there. Handle height. So this is very exciting. Handle height will start extremely low. So they have going from 26 inches all the way up to 46 inches. So depending on where you want the handle to stop, it is a pivoting handle. You can stop it wherever you like. Now, there is a wrist strap for this. I have not attached it, but you could if you wanted to. It would go around your wrist and prevent the stroller from getting away from you if you were, using it on a run. So something to keep in mind, it will include that. The buckle type is a typical plastic buckle that can be set up in either 3-point or 5-point mode, so that is great. The basket capacity. So the basket underneath will hold 15 pounds. Not only that, there is actually a zipper on the back of the stroller seat, as well as there being a zipper in the basket. So if you unzip that, you will find your wrist strap and your air pump. So the tires are all 12 inches and they are pneumatic. So you inflate them with your pump that's included in the purchase price. And again, I'm not going to put that wrist strap on because it annoys me, but again, you have that option to do it if you want to. The basket size is 17 by 15 by 11, so it's very generous. And the opening in the back here is 9 inches, so that is fabulous. You have a great big opening and a great big basket that holds that 15 pounds. Additionally, we do have a sandal-friendly brake. So I'm wearing sandals right now. I can totally hit the brake, which will stop the stroller, or I can go ahead and engage it to roll perfectly. So that's nice. And okay, so sandal-friendly brake, and it is a two-handed fold, so I'm going to demonstrate the fold right now. There's gray buttons on the back of it. The stroller will come down, and then if you want, you can have it just stand just like that. So it's actually pretty small. There is a handle on the back to lift it. There's a metal handle too that runs across the back. That's my preference, to lift it that way. You can always remove the tires for cleaning. So if you wanted to take this off for any reason to pump it or to clean it, you're going to be able to do that. You'll be able to remove the front tire as well. When you're ready to open the stroller, it locks on the one side and the handle will lift up toward you. Very simple. And now we're all set, ready to go. So let's talk about three-wheel strollers. Let's talk about this a little bit. Why is this special? Three-wheel strollers used to be a lot more common. Now they're harder to come by, where they have the 12-inch tire all around. I think this is the last option that still has 3 12-inch tires. Three-wheel strollers are significantly easier to steer and turn in a multitude of situations because you don't have 2 wheels in the front catching. It also makes the stroller lighter weight because we're dealing with less forks, less metal pieces, less additional tires. Three-wheel strollers also handle better for outdoor activity. So I am super outdoorsy with my sister's kids. I walk about 3 to 4 miles a day with my dog. This kind of stroller would be 1,000,000 times more suitable for me than something with little plastic tires. The larger wheel that you have, the less effort it is to push the stroller, especially on an incline. So as your kiddo gets heavier and heavier, having that 12-inch rear tire, very, very nice feature. Again, strollers for, newborns, they all feel great, but once that kiddo starts getting big and heavy, that's where the benefit of something like this would come in. So some things that are special about this specific three-wheel stroller that I really want to highlight. One, it does have the articulating foot plate. A lot of strollers will have that nowadays, but I just want to point out this is particularly special because this is one of the only three-wheel strollers that's for walking and also for running. So you could run with the stroller or jog if you lock that front tire. That is very special. Why is that special? Most strollers that do what this one's about to do, which is recline deeply enough for a newborn without using a car seat adapter and without using a bassinet, most strollers that have that feature set are not actually able to recline deeply enough for a new baby. So I just want to make this very clear. You should not run with a new baby. That's not the point of this conversation. If you were hoping to find a stroller that would secretly let you run with a newborn, this is not going to do that. The reason why you would need to wait at least 6 months before you run with a newborn is that you don't want shaken baby syndrome. So that makes sense. However, let's say you wanted to go for a walk just around the neighborhood and you didn't want to have to do a car seat and you didn't want to have to purchase a bassinet or a pram to go on top of the stroller. Now the stroller is completely reclined. We've got the ventilation open on the top as well as on the back. And we're actually able to take a newborn out and about without worrying about them because they're laying directly flat on a recline that's flat enough for them. The other thing that's cool is there's some magnets on the side of the fabric to help hold everything open and nice for kiddo. But I will point this out too. If you feel like that is not really supportive enough for a newborn, they do a really fabulous job with accessories. So one of the accessories that I'm showing here, this is called a organic cotton newborn insert. So if you felt like that seemed really scary to lay a new baby directly onto that fabric set, even though it's all super safe and nice and soft, here we have an organic liner that you could lay directly into the product with all of the straps if you wanted your baby to have a little bit higher level of support without necessarily going all the way into doing a bassinet. Now the other nice thing about a liner like this, and I will tip it here to show you guys, a liner like this, everything they're vomiting the first 6 months to a year is white, so that will actually be easier to like hide filth. But in addition, this can come out for cleaning. So if you wanted to just peel out the material to be able to wash it, you're going to be able to do that here. Now, that being said, if you wanted to down the road help preserve the integrity of the look of your stroller, they also make stroller seat liners. So this one is black. That's not going to do us any good showing it on a black stroller. But the idea is that if they're eating like dirty puffs and this is sitting under their body, all of that filth and Cheerios are going to go on here. You can take this out, you can shake it out, you can wash it, and then you can put it back in the stroller. But the nice part is when you peel one of these things out, you still have a whole set of fabric on the stroller. So it's not like if this comes out, you can't use it. You can use it either way. So exciting additional accessories that you can purchase from them to make it work nicely. And speaking of accessories, they also have a cup holder called a parent pack. So sometimes people get bummed out because they want a big chunky plastic cup holder that'll go on the side of the product, which is reasonable, I understand that. But Bumbleride does a lot of stuff with as little plastic as possible, and any plastic that they do use is generally trying to be what's called non-virgin plastic. So a big deal is that almost all of their materials for the seat are going to be recycled pop bottles. Any of the plastic on the product, at least 25% of their plastic pieces now are coming from upcycled fishing nets that are found in the ocean that are destroying the ocean. So it's really exciting that a brand cares enough to be able to make some of those adjustments so that, you know, the product itself is actually pretty eco-friendly, and it's not just a greenwashing message. It is truly eco-friendly. So now we have our parent pack attached right onto the handle of the stroller. We could put 2 different drinks. We could put, you know, whatever we want in the center. And then there is a zippered pocket on that as well. So there are ways to definitely make this product more customizable or possibly more your style. Color choices: green, blue, tan, black, and gray. The thing that I particularly like about the black fabric is going to be that it has far less water used in the dyeing process than their other color choices. So again, on their website, they have a whole story about how this new way that they're doing this dyeing process uses significantly less water for the black. So again, if you're in line with that sort of eco-friendly story, black is a great color choice. The gray one also has some exciting parts too. And then keep in mind, the basket is always black on whatever color you choose, so you can feel confident that you're still, even if you picked a color, you're doing your part for the environment because they are utilizing less water in the dyeing process. So that's very exciting. Now, as far as newborns go, a lot of people may not want to actually put their newborn directly laying into the stroller from birth. And I do understand that. One thing that I think is cool is that you can leave all the fabric on the stroller and you can put the car seat adapter on it. So if you want to swap between the car seat and the recline, that's your decision. It's completely up to you. It's your call as the parent. Let's go ahead and pop this canopy off to show the car seat adapter. And the other exciting thing is they make car seat adapters for a broad variety of car seat brands. So most brands just do Nuna, Cybex, Maxi, Cozy, Kleck. Bumbleride does Nuna, Cybex, Maxi, Cozy, Kleck, but they also do Kiko and they also do Peg Perego. So if you wanted to go maybe outside of the norm of what people are typically buying for car seats, you have more choices here. I think even one of theirs works with Graco as well. So if you got like a gifted car seat and you wanted to make sure to make use of that, you would be able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and attach the car seat adapters right now. These are sold separately. You do want to make sure you're clicking them on in the proper alignment and orientation. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the Kleck car seat, the infant seat, directly on here to show the viewing audience at home how that looks. So now you can have your car seat directly on the stroller. It's a travel system, right? We're all set and ready to go. And then when we want to take the car seat off, it's very easy. So this is a really awesome product. It does have the little pocket on the inside as well of the seat for kiddo, but very few options. 3-wheel, pneumatic tire, can run, can walk, folds up small, is the 24 pounds. And again, this could be totally naked with the car seat on it as well. So I'll stop the camera and then I'll restart it after I've removed the fabric to show the viewing audience how that is. But before I do that, I just want to point out one thing. I get a lot of customers that come in and they've never ever shopped for strollers before. They've never even taken a walk with a kiddo before. And they come in with a lot of preconceived notions about what will or will not work for them. And so one of the things that I frequently have to battle when I show people 3-wheel strollers is they make kind of a face that is not particularly attractive. They wrinkle up their face and their nose and they're like, "That's too big. I would never push that in a store. That looks huge." Okay, I get it. You think it looks big. We're clear about that. And then in the next breath, they're like, "Show me the Upper Baby Vista." Okay, let's talk about that. So if we grab a Vista just for kicks, because it's a very popular stroller, I am just showing the viewing audience. The Vista is physically larger than this stroller, okay? I get that maybe 3 wheels is a style you weren't expecting to see. And I understand that maybe you don't picture yourself pushing a 3-wheel stroller. However, if you want to do a ton of outdoor activities, if you are really doing a lot of indoor and outdoor, if you're concerned about the weight, choosing a stroller that's nearly 30 pounds with one of the largest folds known to man, yeah, I mean, you can do that. I'm fine with that. That's wider than this stroller, that's taller than this stroller, and when the wheels kick forward, the length between the two is identical. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely very large. And then when we fold this one up, yeah, it's a lot smaller. Well, my friends all said I needed that one. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of advertising, there's a lot of discussion around this product, but I'm just pointing out that sometimes things that might seem like different or unusual or atypical may make more sense for your lifestyle, and it might be worth opening up the mindset to just kind of see if that's something that you enjoy pushing, especially outdoors. Okay, we'll show the car seat on it real quickly and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, welcome back. And as you can see now, I have gone ahead and removed all the fabric from the stroller. So now it's just kind of a naked frame. And I believe, yeah, when you remove the fabric, it'll fold up, be nice and easy, and you can leave those car seat adapters right on there. This is also great because it's going to be lighter weight, and then we're not dealing with all of that fabric. You know, if we're not putting kiddo in the fabric for the first 3 to 6 months, maybe we want to remove it from the stroller just to help keep the whole thing clean. So now we'll go ahead and open it up. And we'll put a different car seat on here just for kicks to kind of show that you have a variety, right? So we already showed the Kleck. We'll go ahead and show Peg Perego. Kleck has a 9-year warranty. Peg Perego has a 5-year warranty. Peg Perego is made in Italy. Kleck is made in Canada. Peg Perego has a recline. So some people want a reclining car seat. This guy will go on beautifully, as you can see, and you know, nice big sunshade. But we could go out for a long walk, no problem, right away. So that's very exciting. Again, we wouldn't do any high impact running for the first 6 months, but we can take a walk really easily. And just to show, let's go ahead and throw a Nuna on there because that will definitely get asked. So we'll just make sure to prove fits on super easily, looks great. You still get that nice big sunshade. But again, if you're looking to kind of stick within the green story, I'd say, you know, Kleck for sure. Peg would be a secondary. Nuno would probably be third. But still, all excellent choices that can all go on the frame. And remember, when there's no fabric on it, you can absolutely fold it with those car seat adapters attached. Okay, if you guys have questions or comments about the Indie, please feel free to leave them below. I do have pricing on the accessories that I showed. One of the liners is $59, the infant insert I believe is $85, the parent pack is $85, and then they do make a skateboard that goes on the back that I'm going to show in a different video, which will be really cool. But if you haven't, go ahead and check out our video comparing the Indie to the Bumbleride Era. And then we're also going to do a video explaining all the Bumbleride single strollers, which would be the Indie, the Era, and the Speed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video.